All right, let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about the psychology of the compulsive fixer. That deep-seated needs some of us have to solve everyone else's problems. And well, it turns out it's a whole lot more complicated than just being a nice person.
So let me just ask you this straight up. A friend, a family member, anyone tells you they're struggling with something, what's your immediate gut reaction? Do you lean back and listen, or do you lean in and immediately start trying to fix it? If you're nodding along to that second one, yeah, this is for you.
Now, here's the thing. On the surface, this just looks like you're being helpful, right? Like you're a kind, generous person. And you might be. But psychologically, that's not the whole story. Not even close. Because here's the big reveal. For so many people, that compulsion to fix things for others is actually a really sophisticated way to manage your own internal anxiety. See, someone else's problem, their chaos, it doesn't just stay over there. It feels like a direct threat to your own sense of calm, and that feeling gets wired in a very specific way. In fact, this pattern is so common it has a name. We're talking about the compulsive fixer. It's not just a quirk, it's a whole psychological blueprint for how you learn to navigate the world, probably starting a very, very long time ago. And that blueprint, it's really built around 6 hidden traits. I want you to think of these like clues that help us uncover the real why behind this constant need to solve everything for everyone else. Okay, first one up, and this one is huge. You confuse your personal worth with your function. The logic running in the back of your mind is actually pretty simple, but it's powerful. It says, I am only valuable when I am being useful. This idea often gets its start in childhood with something psychologists call conditional positive regard. It's basically where you learn early on that love and safety aren't just given freely, they're tied to your performance, to being helpful or responsible or successful. So your brain stops asking, am I loved for who I am? And instead, it's constantly asking, am I being useful enough?
Trait number 2 is something that can feel like a superpower. It's this incredible hyper-awareness. You're the person who can walk into a room and immediately sense that the mood has shifted before a single word is spoken. This isn't psychic ability, it's a highly developed survival skill.
The clinical term for this is hypervigilance. It's a state of being on high alert, something that often develops when you grow up in an unpredictable environment. And because you're so good at sensing other people's distress, you feel this urgent need to fix it. Why? Because your brain has learned to code their tension as a direct threat to your own peace. All right, number 3. Does this sound familiar? You were the easy child, the one who was no trouble, the one who never wanted to add to whatever stress was already in the family. You learned very early on that your job was to be low maintenance to keep the peace. And that role you played as a kid, it doesn't just go away, it evolves. As an adult, you unconsciously become the designated emotional caretaker. You feel this deep personal responsibility for the harmony of any group you're in. And you'll jump in to solve problems to keep that harmony, even when you're running on empty. The 4th trait is often linked to just being, well, smart. Your mind is naturally analytical. You see the patterns, you spot the inefficiencies, you see the logical solution way before anyone else does. And because of that, leaving a problem unsolved can feel physically uncomfortable, like an itch you just have to scratch. And this right here just perfectly captures that mindset. Your brain is constantly running these little simulations, always looking for the most efficient path forward. So when a friend is stuck in a messy situation, you don't just see chaos, you see a puzzle. And that urge to give them the answer is partly about helping them, yes, but it's also about quieting your own mind, which can't stop thinking about the solution it already found. Number 5 is a really big one. You struggle with what's called imbalanced reciprocity. Let's just put that in simple terms. You are way, way more comfortable giving help than you are receiving it. In fact, being on the receiving end can feel deeply awkward, maybe even a little threatening. So let's compare these 2 roles. Think about it. When you're the giver, you're in a position of control. You're safe. You're the one with the answers, the one with the power. But being the receiver, that feels vulnerable. It can feel like you're taking on a debt you can't repay, or worse, you're risking disappointment by relying on someone else. So, you just stick to the role you know, the fixer. And that brings us to our final trait, which is a really deep-seated fear. It's having a high rejection sensitivity. At its very core, this is a profound fear of being replaceable. It's the subconscious belief that your usefulness is the glue that keeps people in your life. This quote gets right to the heart of it all. This isn't just about being helpful, it's a protection mechanism against abandonment. By making yourself indispensable, by solving everyone's problems, your brain believes it's taking out an insurance policy. It believes it is securing your place, ensuring you won't be left behind. Now, I know after hearing all of that, it might sound kind of heavy, maybe even a little negative, but hold on, because this is the point in the story where we reframe the entire narrative. What we've been talking about isn't a list of your flaws, it's a blueprint for survival.
I want you to really let this sink in. All of those traits we just talked about, your hyper-awareness, your knack for seeing patterns, that drive to create harmony, they are not weaknesses. They are a rare and powerful type of strength that you forged in difficult environments specifically to help you survive. It's a testament to how resilient you truly are. So, what now? What do you do with this new way of looking at things? Well, the goal isn't to just stop caring about people. Of course not. The goal is to move from a place of compulsive fixing to a place of conscious choice, to a place of freedom. And here it is. This is the single most important takeaway. The first step, the absolute foundation for any kind of change, is to truly, deeply internalize this one truth. Your value as a human being is inherent. It's just there. It does not go up or down based on how useful you are to other people. And that leaves us with the final and most important question. This isn't about just finding a new job to do or a new function to perform. It's about a total shift in how you see yourself. If you can start to let go of the idea that your worth is tied to your ability to fix things, what does that free you up to do? And more importantly, where else will you begin to find it? That's the real journey.